that really provides the perfect segue to our next two speakers who are working at the forefront of agroecology and conscious food systems and regenerative movements. And first, I'm delighted to welcome Ernesto Méndez, Professor of Agroecology at the University of Vermont's Department of Plant and Soil Science. And he will talk about how food systems can design to co-benefit people, communities, and living environments. Thanks so much, Ernesto.
So good morning, buenos dias. First of all, I wanted to thank Susan for the invitation to present. I'm going to shift us a bit from more of a medical public health approach to really discussing food systems in a very special way. So I co-direct the Institute for Agroecology at the University of Vermont. And I wanted to just tell you a little bit about the importance of trying to institutionalize approaches that open up windows for us to engage in different ways. Engage in ways that are thinking about food systems, including an ecological perspective, but also human health and planetary health. So at the Institute, we're only about 2 years old, and we are trying to really seed a transformation. We are trying to bring research, education, outreach in a way that allows us to move forward some of the food systems approaches that can connect to some of these very interesting public health and medical research that has been presented before. So I invite you to look us up. You can just Google us, Institute for Agroecology. Our website is very informative. So one of the things that we really wanted to do when we established the Institute is to hold ourselves accountable. And how are we going to do the research and education and outreach that is going to be really transformative? So we have these guiding pillars, and it was really important for us to get the university to accept them as our guiding pillars as an institute. And the first one is about deep transformation. So even if we're working at the farm level with farmers, testing agroecological practices that are better for soil and producing healthier food, we want to keep in mind that within society, there are structural issues, societal issues that might be preventing us to scale up some of these practices. So this deep transformation is to bring a systemic approach into all of our work. The second pillar is related to how do we do research? And we want to bring a transdisciplinary approach that goes beyond scientific knowledge to also include indigenous knowledge and other types of knowledge, including, for example, spiritual knowledge. And the way we do research is also participatory. I like to say that participatory action research is basically doing research with people for people. And the last one is to center equity in everything that we do. And starting with how we work together within the Institute, but also how we relate to all of our partners, including organizations, farmers, and institutions worldwide. So I wasn't sure how many people here are familiar with what agroecology means. So I wanted to share how we understand that at the Institute. I like to say that agroecology is an approach, and it is aspirational because what we really are trying to use this approach to achieve these ecologically sound and socially just food systems. We do this through research and understanding and engaging in a transdisciplinary way with all the factors that we know affect our food systems in our society, ranging from ecological to economic and political ones. And then how do we mobilize and integrate a diversity of knowledge systems to achieve these food systems that we aspire to? Susan had asked me to talk specifically about how we're bringing consciousness into our work. And this is an emerging new program, but a very exciting one, I would say. So we have two emerging programs right now. One is a very intentional one on how do we bring consciousness approaches to our transformative agroecology work. And we do this by trying to cultivate these approaches within the Institute, but also doing some research and education around it. For example, we have a graduate certificate in agroecology, and one of the things that we want to do is develop a course on consciousness approaches in agroecology that all of the people taking that graduate certificate would be able to take as an elective. We are also looking at doing some research with farmers, thinking about farmer mental health and resilience, and also how consciousness approaches can support farmers in what has become an incredibly stressful profession. We also have the Agroecology and Planetary Health Program, which I will not talk about because Carlos Andres is next, and he will share with you about that one. But I also wanted to mention some key partners that we are working with. The United Nations Development Program's Consciousness Food Systems Alliance has become a very important partner in doing this work, as well as the Garrison Institute based here in the United States in upstate New York. And more recently, the Osher Center for Integrative Health here at the University of Vermont. So we're really excited about this program, and we're starting to write about it and hoping to stay in touch with you all as we progress. So thank you very much for the opportunity again.
Thank you so much, Ernesto. This work is